You've had so many great people for that.
Yeah, I did. My problem was I didn't get enough of them early in their career. The only two Hall of Fame players that I got near the beginning of their career were Moses and Kobe, and I didn't get enough time with Kobe. And Kobe came to a good team. A lot of times those picks like that everybody wants, guys that they want, you get them because you had a bad team. And the team he came to had won 53 games the year before, and now we're bringing in Shaq and Kobe.
I've heard stories of his first year. It's great.
Well,
Over the timeouts, he's doing his thing, and he's out in the game,
Well, he's in the game. And I don't know, all I know is, I don't know any bad thing about him, so
I mean like bad thing, it's just like there are funny stories, like Shaq say he looked over, and it's during a timeout, he's going to practice his moves without the ball, and
Well, that's what Shaq said.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So, what's Shaq doing, looking off, except to me. So, with Kobe, he had to play behind an all-star guard, Eddie Jones. And then he was too small at that time in his body. He wasn't like LeBron, came in with a 30-year-old body that, hadn't changed that much. It was gotten stronger. But Kobe developed physically a good bit in the first year and certainly the second year. But he couldn't play forward that first year. So he was limited to how much he could play. Plus, he didn't get training camp. He broke his hand playing around the Sandlot game the week before training camp. Didn't get one session of training camp or game, and didn't get in a game until December. And it was for real. And it was in Madison Square Garden. He got in a few minutes, didn't score. And it wasn't Dell's fault that he got off to a bad start. He got his first basket, I think, the second game, and his first three ball the third game, fourth game, something like that, I forget. But anyway, that first year was a learning year for him. He had to learn that it wasn't all about Kobe. His move when we first got him would catch the ball and put it on the floor, and then just like they do now, like, well, that wasn't the way we play. We were ball and player movement, and we were focused, playing around Shaquille when he was healthy. He missed 31 games that year with a groin pull, but I had Eldon Campbell, who was a good player that could play for him, and he didn't average 28 and 12, but he averaged 18 and 8, and that was good, and we were happy with that. But we just had, and we won 56 games. By the end of the year, the last quarter of the year, he had developed enough, and we didn't have a practice court. We had to move around. We ran the place for 2 hours, and then we were out. And it was girls volleyball or whoever it was took, our court, or the faculty, because we rented college courts. And by the end of that season, though, the last quarter of the season, he averaged 10 points a game. Which is a solid sub. Yeah. He was seventh man by the end of the year. And then, of course, we made the playoffs and everything. The next year, we still didn't start him. Still had Eddie, and we had Fox and Ori and Nick and Ansel, and we won 56 games, and Jack missed 1/4 of that season with a knee. But we won 56 the first year and we won 61 the second year with Kobe. Well, 62 was the most games that were won. That was by Utah and by the Bulls. So with the 61 win team, he only got to start one game. Even though he was voted on the All-Star team by the voters who got their ballots at McDonald's that year.
The leagues are changing.
They changed that now, but he was the popular choice of the young people that went to McDonald's. You get a toy and vote for Kobe, and so anyway, we went to the Final Four then that year, and got beat by Utah. But Kobe averaged 15 a game off the bench. He was runner-up sixth man of the year on a 61 win team. And the next year he was started, and thereafter. But in the meantime, he got bigger, stronger, better. And I told him the first week, I said, "No, Kobe, there are going to be a lot of people that want to see you play. They're going to, the owner probably, but you have chosen a man's world now. You're out of the kid's world, and you're going to be judged by what you do. And it's going to be for you like you're a challenger to the champion in a boxing match. You can't win with a tie. You can't win with a draw against the champion. He's still the champion. You got to get a knockout. And when the day comes that you're for sure better than whoever else is ahead of you, you'll have that spot." And so, at that time, he was able to play 2 or 3. Eddie Jones could play 2 or 3, even though Eddie was thinner. Eddie was all defense, and Kobe ended up being all defense 9 times. But, so he worked his tail end off. My only regret with Kobe is, besides the fact that he's gone, was that we didn't have our own practice facility. Every team but us and the Clippers had their own. If we had had our own practice facility those 3 years, 2 years and 12 games that I had, he would have been even better because he would have slept there if we had let him.
Right.
And, even when we were done with our 2 hours, he would find some place like the West Side Y or the UCLA phys ed courts, or he'd find a hoop and he would work. And there wasn't anybody that had any better work ethic than he did. And he was focused on himself early on, as every kid is, and most human beings are,
Yeah.
But he was willing to work at it. Most people, they want everything for themselves, but they're not willing to work for it. They want to go to heaven, but they don't want to die. And so right. And but Kobe, he wanted to be not only the best he could be. He wanted that, but he wanted to be the best ever, and he paid the prices that it took. And he, I don't know, he got in the conversation. You tell him.
Yeah.
So.
But he was just coming to that fruition of people getting to know him.
There's no question. There's no question. he was a tough teammate for a time because he was focused on that.
Big television.
But he did learn to be accountable to his teammates and to ask the best of them, but in the right way. He became a really good team member.
A mentor to younger players,
yeah,
I saw.
and a contributor to
Yeah.
society.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And this Mamba program that he has, that in fact there's just been $400 million donated to that Mamba program.
Yes.
It's something that will live much longer than Kobe.
About the mentality, not just basketball, like you
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
the Wild YMCA and the church, there's a mentality of, not necessarily related to church, but
But
it is,
it's still the spirit, mental, and body, and you can't see so many people just focus on the body, but it's the spirit, the mind, and the body in that order. And if you get those first two right, the body will come around the best it can. But if all you do is focus on the body and your skills with that, and you don't get the first two, you won't be the best you can be, and you won't be a great teammate either. And I was 82 when Kobe died at 41, so I lived twice as long. And I said at the time that if he had been able to catch up with me and get to 82, those next 41 years would have been more beneficial to everybody than his first 41, which were significant. Yeah, no.